Good morning, Zoology. Today is November 30th. I'm Mr. Sheridan. I hope you're all having a great day and you had a great Thanksgiving weekend. I hope you had some time to relax and take your minds off things for a little bit, but we are going to get back into it and we are going to continue to build on the slide deck that we worked on last week. So moving right into our Google Classroom. You can see your weekly agenda. I had at one point, I was doing those every single week and making them different. Now what I've decided to do is just make this where it updates all the time. So all of your weekly agendas are going to be in here, but obviously the most recent one is going to be at the top. So we are going to be working on this species exploration, these slideshows. In fact, we're going to, and I'll change that name. We're going to call this the species exploration slideshow. So I've added quite a bit of detail to this assignment. What I'd like for you to do is look into the history of your breed. So if you've chosen goats, I want you to look into that specific breed of goats, where they were created, when they were created, how they came to the United States, which breeds were bred together to get that species, if we know that information, how we ended up with the current situation that we have with that breed. So I want you to do a deep dive on that research. I also want you to do at least one slide that just talks about very in general, how do we identify that breed? What is the purpose of the breed? What were they bred to do? How do we identify them? Is there a color distinction? Is it a height distinction? Is it how is that breed necessarily distinguished from other breeds of the same species? Then I would like for you to do a little bit of research into how that breed is raised around the world. So this one, we may branch out a little bit. So for instance, if you've done a specific breed of goats, maybe we just talk about goat production in general, but I want you to focus on what livestock facilities are like in Asia and Africa. And then I want you to pick one other either continent or country from around the world of your choosing. So if you want to focus on Australia or Great Britain or South America, for those of you who have chosen cattle, there's a ton of beef cattle production in South America and Brazil and Argentina. That might be something for you to look into. So make sure that you are, and I want you to talk about those facilities down there. You should have a detailed explanation of a livestock facility. If for whatever reason you didn't get that done in your first summative project, because we're just building on what we had created back a couple months ago when we were doing our safety project. So what I'd like for you to do is at least give me a basic idea. If you're starting from scratch and you just want to start over with a new species, that's totally fine. But I want you to give me an idea of what a dream facility would look like for you. So make sure that that is included in your summary. So there's a lot of detail that I'd like for you to include in this slide deck. We will get to the point they are due on December 9th, which is a week from Wednesday. And then we will spend some time actually reviewing each other's presentations, because if we were in class, we would actually do these presentations live so that we could learn a little bit about other species. So we're going to do some peer-to-peer learning here, and so that we can actually review. So other people are going to see your presentation, so make sure that you are prepared for that. But I want this to be something that you do a deep dive on your particular species that you are passionate about and get all the information in your slide deck so then we can share it with other students. So if you have any questions about that, we're going to continue to work on this over the next week and a half or so. The other thing that we are going to do, I'm moving up the timeline on we started working on agricultural topics back in September when on FFA Fridays. Those speeches or presentations, I'm going to ask that they are due before we leave for break. So on December 18th, I'll create an assignment, but both of these things are going to be summative assessments. So this livestock exploration or species exploration slideshow and your agricultural topic, either speech or presentation, those are going to be due on December 18th. They need to be done, which means that if you only have a very rough outline, if you only have a very a paragraph or two written, then you're going to have to kick this thing in gear and spend some time during class to make sure that that thing is getting written and that we can start to refine it over the next few weeks. So we had talked about those being due in January. I'm going to ask that they're due. You've got 3 weeks still. This is not, springing something on you. You've got 3 weeks, but those need to be done as well before we leave for Christmas break. So I hope you all have a wonderful day, and please email me or give me a call at the school if you have any issues, and we'll plan to talk to you soon. Have a great day, everybody.